We're alive.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the inaugural meeting of the Senate Education Committee for this biennium. I thought we'd just use the time just to talk a little bit about start time for the committee, and then a couple other things that maybe what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks, and then maybe just go around the room a little bit, just introduce ourselves to each other because we don't all really know each other. They will not do that in whatever order, but we just start by saying that I thought for now it makes sense to start at 1:30 rather than 1 to give people 10 to need that time for that person and stuff. But we may have to move that to 1. But in the short run, if we get it, as long as we can get away with it, we try to start at 1:30 instead of 1, if that makes sense to people. Okay, if you can all use that time. I'm assuming that's I'm assuming people value that time in between. So we're just in the joint hearing with the House, and we have and I should have asked Will, and didn't, to make everybody a copy of this.
I can run, see, I can't.
No, I've written all over. Can you do yours? I've written all over.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I think that's or
Six. Well, I've got one. So
Yeah.
5. Yeah. And what this is a proposed schedule from the Secretary for us to for them to fully brief us on the work that they've been doing, and actually culminates in a true and comprehensive proposal that is starts with. I liked the way, if you noted on the last page of what we had in front of us today, it starts with student-centered education. We're starting with students, not starting with money, and working down to the money and making the two come together. So we'll see all that as we go through this. So what I'm thinking is that on Tuesday, we'll have Ledge Council in. We'll sort of take a quick pause on this before diving into this. Quick pause and have Ledge Council in to brief us and bring us fully up to speed on what this committee has been doing for the last few years. And some of the work that's been done, because we may be thinking about where we are, things like literacy. And I know that you were both, you've done a lot of work in those areas, but even I haven't, so I want to get a good on it. So it makes sense for all of us. So I'm going to talk to Beth from Ledge Council and John one day by Zoom and sort of try to set up a good program for us for on Monday afternoon, which will be reviewed for you to do for us, if that makes sense, just to give us a starting point. And then dive into what you'll end it is a series of days laid out potentially for us to follow Secretary, and frankly, it makes sense to me. So the only thing we'll be doing off the bat is let me get passed out. I'm meeting on Monday by okay, we're set up for Tuesday.
I don't think anyone's going to say.
So if you forget the letter in the flash, then you can read it later. That's fine. Skip past that and go down to, so we had the inaugural address yesterday, and then the 10th is what we did today. That was sort of the overview with Zoe and Jill, and then we would otherwise be going to what it's labeled the 14th. We're going to skip to take that one day. We're going to move this to the 15th and have that interim day with Ledge Council just to really get us get our heads into this game, and then jump straight into. And these, so what is the 14th will become the 15th, and so on. And so for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1:30 in the pavilion, doing hearing with Senate events, hearings. Okay, so we can say what days again? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
15th 16th,
Well,
17th,
what is labeled the 14th here becomes the 15th.
and then every
Yeah,
day.
everything else. Yeah,
And this will also be on the agenda. of
it'll be on the agenda. Yes. Yes. So, so I think, you know, the job one, obviously, for the committee, no matter how slice it is, dealing with the issue of education finance. But also at the same time, thinking about how that intersects with quality of education for our kids. And so that's the whole like this. So I thought otherwise, just before it's Friday afternoon, we don't need to have a long meeting. But I thought it might make sense for just to go around the room and really tell each other a little bit about ourselves. So I'll start only because I just did it this morning. So I'll give you whether we did it in the Natural Resources Committee. So I grew up in Manchester, still live in Manchester, outside of College of Law, so my life in Manchester. I was I'm married, one son who lives in California, he's 35 now, and he works for a national level nonprofit that does economic development. So anyway, and I was in the legislature in the 80s for 3 terms, student house and the Senate, and then got married to a child. That was that. Southern Clyde. And so then 34, 6 years later, whatever it is, after a career, partial apprentice in law, back at the legislature. This is now my 3rd term. Coming back, 1st term in the Senate. So I'm a 2nd term senator, but the terms were long ways apart. And I have, just by way of other experience, I spent 12 years on the Blue Cross board, chaired it for my last 4 years. I've spent 19 years working for chaired for my last 15 years from the academy. And I'm currently the chair of our local land trust. That's accomplished in housing and conservation. So that's enough. But just to give you a sense of who I am about my background. So stick around if that's okay.
Yep, Senator Terry Williams, I'm the representative from the senator for Gulf County. This is my 2nd term. Yep, this was my first choice for afternoon committee. I'm happy to be back. So got a little bit of experience here. Live in Paulding. My whole family lives in Vermont. Happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to getting on with this program.
Senator Heffernan from Addison County, Steve Heffernan, raised to the state, still in Bristol, Vermont, with dairy farmers to start with, and then got into construction, have an excavation company, scrapyard company, and a car repair business. Married for almost 40 years now, have 3 kids, 6 grandchildren, one more on the way to make 6. Look forward to doing whatever I can to help our youth in education here.
Noddard Machine from Wyndham County, live in Dummerston, just outside of Brattleboro. This is my 2nd term as a senator. Prior to that, I was at the House 1 term. Most of my background is pretty much all judiciary related. Started my own law practice over the summer, primarily criminal defense, public defender, and a little bit of business law, a little bit of immigration law. It's been a lot of fun, but a lot of work. And prior to that, worked with the state police for about 7.5 years. And yeah, just happy to be here. I mean, I think I would say this, actually education was my 2nd choice, with appropriations being first, not to imply that I didn't want to be here, but, I think that, in our positions, I think we all know that education and taxes and the future for our kids is one of the biggest challenges that we have ahead of us, and confronting those challenges is part of the job. So, yeah, working.
So good afternoon. I actually know everybody pretty well in the room. But a brief summary, Senator David Weeks, Rutland County, come from Proctor. So this is my second term. I was here with Nodder and Terry last year on the education. This was my first choice for the afternoon. I think this is critical. I think that I think as we heard from the governor yesterday and heard from the Secretary of Education a moment ago, we got this train's moving, and we need to figure out if it's appropriate, the movement's appropriate, the cost is appropriate, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. I was a career military, retired Navy captain, went into the defense industry for a number of years. Happy that this is good group. I think we'll gel quickly. Appreciate it.
I don't have anything else. Anybody have anything they want to raise?
I was the education committee part in my former.
Okay.
term, so.
Did you just get through? Yeah.
Well, I can do it, and it's not so. Unless, Beth wants it. That's pretty good.
You did, okay, the last committee member not going to chair. You already decided
Usually
I'm
have
going
to
to be
be
here
a
then.
And then they use
Thank you.
one missing
Thank you
chair.
for agreeing to do that. That's thank
We're
you.
just doing it for that.
Okay, in all seriousness, is there another chair that I would normally?
No, that's gonna be.
I flipped
Okay.
cards and garbage
Oh.
out, but
For today, mostly. So we were just about to adjourn, but we had just talked, that's okay. We just, talked a little bit about the schedule for the next, very quick. So by the way, we're gonna start at 1:30
Okay,
unless becomes necessary to start at. 1.
Yes,
Get
that makes
the time.
great,
So for now, 1:30. Next Tuesday, we're here
yeah,
with Ledge Council, just talking about what this committee has done for the last few years. And just to get ourselves fully oriented, even though 3 members that were here. And then the following 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be in joint hearings over the pavilion with the secretary and the finance committee.
great.
Um, so we did a little bit of around the room, just introducing ourselves
Oh, sorry I missed
to
that.
everybody very,
Yeah.
just very quickly. I think, but so maybe,
Sure,
in like 3 or 4 minutes, just, to give us a little bit of your background in the history.
sure, yeah. So Keisha, majority leader, former chair of economic development until very recently. So David and I are going to be with each other all day, which is exciting. My school district had more students than there were people in the state of Vermont when I was growing up. I grew up in Los Angeles. My graduating class was 4,800. So, all the micro school conversations are so wild to me. But obviously I've now been here 20 years and I can have those conversations. My husband grew up on a dairy farm in Charlotte. I went to CVU, very proud CVU graduate. I, in my work as a facilitator of all kinds of different, efforts and topics, have worked with a lot of school districts, how to make their graduation fun and functional in the pandemic, how to help student groups organize and have their voices heard, just how to facilitate between, say, the schools and their local municipalities. So have had a lot of experience in most of our schools in Chittenden County, facilitating, and was on House Ways and Means and Senate Finance, probably the last person standing in the building who served on both of those committees. Pretty much one of the last people who served on a lot of House committees and Senate committees at the same time. And really felt it was important. I requested this very specifically because, so much of the theme of this year is how the conversations can get so dichotomized between student outcomes and, quality education versus taxpayers and our financing system. And when you try to put them back together, it implodes and we don't accomplish much. So it felt really important to me to, come with the finance language, but I'm learning the education language. So like BOCES today was a new one for me. All these things, I've never been on an education committee before. So I'm really excited to work with all of you.
Thank you. So I did mention that we're gonna try to really stay tracking this thing through with it very closely with the finance committee.
Yeah,
So that
right.
we are, we may the same.
Exactly.
Everything's gonna possible as we go along.
Yeah.
So we have people in the room who are we're gonna see every day. You might as well introduce yourselves since we have not, we can be here, you're both gonna be here a lot or.
I probably will be. My name is Tina Lowry.
Say it again.
Tina.
Senior.
Yeah,
What's the last name?
Lowry.
Lowry. Senior Lowry.
And you were talking about students graduated high school in the pandemic. That was me, Chittenden County. So,
Which school?
VHS.
Okay.
And you're here for,
I'm working for the McCracken group.
okay. Good. So you would be question and you or
I'm Nick Adams. I'm working with Action Circles, one of the 2 legislative assistants for this session, so I'll probably be here getting around a lot more.
and remind us, we asked a question in Senate Natural Resources this morning about action circles. Remind us what that is.
Yeah, they're from like a policy strategy group. We work with a bunch of nonprofits in Vermont. And they have a few of them have specific interests for this group.
Okay, thank you. So have you all met the committee or
Will.
well, okay.
Hello.
And so we'll have Will with us Saturday afternoon. And we're gonna tell them where you live, what they, if I do that.
Yeah, sure. So since this room is shared with the Senate Agriculture in the mornings, if you need to find me in the mornings, I should be back down through the code room, the door that requires.
The house code.
Yeah, the code room, the door that requires an access badge. You go through there and there's IT and then a whole big empty space where I will be sitting in one of the desks.
It's easy to find out.
Yeah.
What's up? Just so you know, in case something comes up to this committee. Going, adjourn.